Welcome to the finale for the Lost in Space One-Eyed Monster kit that I've been working on. First off, I just want to kind of apologize because I haven't been putting up a video on this particular series because like many other people in the country, I got hit with the flu, and I've been down and out for a couple weeks, and I'm just now getting my voice back. So hopefully you bear with me because I still have a little bit of a cough, which I assume is going to be with me for another couple weeks, maybe a month. So let's see if we can get through this. First of all, I just want to kind of go over the decals that I put on the Chariot in the live video portion, because I did post some pictures earlier in the week on both the Model Shop Guys and the Classic Plastic 101's Facebook page. But I figured I'd just kind of give you a live version of the steps that I went through on the Chariot. So first of all, I did get the aftermarket decals from JT Graphics. Now let me see if I can put this off to the side for a second here. And basically this is the aftermarket decals that I got from, like I said, JT Graphics, from Jeffrey Wachowski. And it did arrive in the mail after I submitted the check to him in about, I'd say about 3 weeks. But you see, there's probably a good dozen or so decals that wraps around the Chariot, as you can see from this little diagram here in the package. So with that being said, let's bring the actual Chariot back into view, and we'll kind of go over some of the steps that I took. Now with these particular aftermarket decals, they were sprayed with some Testors lacquer, and I actually used a kind of a surgical scissor to cut out the individual pieces. And of course, I went ahead and used the tweezers and dipped them in the water. It took about maybe 5 to 10 seconds to loosen up the backing for each piece, and then I went ahead and installed them one by one on the window panels. Let me kind of bring this in a little bit closer here for you. But I started on the one side here and just worked my way around, make sure everything was lined up. So basically the decals covered the whole midsection of the panel windows. So there's that side there, and we turn around and we have the rear side where it shows the B9 robot. So that was done up, and then we go around to the right side, and basically it's the duplicate of the left side as far as the decals are concerned. So like I said, all these right here are the actual aftermarket decals. And we go to the front, of course, with the windshield, and each of the decals are marked for where they needed to go, so it was pretty easy to lay them out. So there you are, the whole midsection around the decals, and they actually gave you a decal for the overhead front here. Now, if you probably see that they're actually this particular window panel, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and as we come around here, we have this one here and one here. Now that was all hand painted by yours truly. I basically try to match up the colors as best I can with the original aftermarket decals, and just like I said, hand painted it to try to match it as best as possible, just to kind of give it a little extra detail to make it look more like what's on the cover box, because these are actually windows that you can actually see through. So I had like six window panels on top of the roof that I actually hand painted, and I think it's a pretty close match. So there you go. So and I also went ahead and dusted up the tracks a little bit more with some of the ground cover for the planet, and she's set and ready to go. As I also basically bare foil the antenna array here, and actually used the once again the a nail, stainless steel nail that I cut the size for the antenna probe that sticks out of the dish part of it. If we look at the top part here where the observation bubble is at, I actually hand painted that too as well, because it's basically one solid piece. It's not a clear part, so I did that up like I did for the aftermarket decals, and try to get a close match to that as close as possible. So there you have it. The Chariot's now 100% complete and ready to be displayed on the diorama. And again, like I said, with that being said, stay tuned. We'll be right back in a few minutes, and we will show you the complete kit as it should be. So stay tuned. We'll be right back shortly. And we're back, and here she is, all finished up and ready for display. A couple other things that I added detail wise basically is where we got Professor John Robinson on the left side there on the boulder with his pistol, little phaser pistol there, and as well as Don over on the right hand side there. And what I ended up doing was actually making it look like the actual pistol fires were firing on the one-eyed monster itself. Hopefully the camera can pick it up. The material that I used to obtain that is basically some trilene, Sensithin. It's a low stretch, almost like fishing line, and it was just the right scale to actually fit into the pistols that they were using, and so that's what the material I ended up using for that. And once again, in order to bore a hole into the end of the pistol itself, is basically once again using the stick pin and my big lighter, and I actually bore a hole on the end of it, and then I end up using basically some white canopy glue to insert the fishing line onto the end of the phaser pistol. And then I did the same thing with the one-eyed monster on both his leg over here and up by his chest area, and I did the same thing with the stick pin and heated it up and actually bored a hole into those two areas and inserted the fishing line there as well, and then applied some of the white canopy glue and let that sit overnight to cure to hold in place. And then I basically came back and took some white paint and kind of made a phaser blast on his fur on both the chest area and as well as his leg here, to indicate that's where the blast was coming from. So that was kind of like a little bit more detail, just to kind of show that they were actually firing on the creature. And basically I went ahead and glued everything in place now, so we have the whole family Robinson on the diorama set and 100% now, and so there you have it. So it was a fun little kit. I enjoyed building this and adding the details that I did, just to make it a little bit more real. And like I said, I had a lot of fun with it, and I hope everybody enjoyed this series, and looking forward to the next build. But like I said, I really had fun with this one. So thank you for watching, and I hope everybody enjoyed the series once again. And then everybody have a good week, and we'll catch you on the next build, which will I'll probably be introducing my entry into the 2016 box community build that is hosted by Cliff at Roadhog 0822. So until then, everybody have a good day, and we'll catch you on our next project. So take care.